I once believed that truth could heal anything, that honesty, no matter how painful, would clear the air and bring people closer. I learned that night how wrong I was. Sometimes the truth doesn't save you. It burns everything you thought would last forever. Liam and I had been together for 6 years. We weren't flawless, but we were steady. People used to call us soulmates. We had a cozy little house, matching mugs, and quiet mornings that felt safe. Maybe too safe. I convinced myself that comfort was love, until one night when I traded that comfort for something reckless. It happened last winter after a long work conference. The hotel bar was warm, filled with laughter, and I was tired of feeling invisible. That's where I met Evan, a coworker who made me feel young again, seen, wanted, exciting. I told myself it was just innocent fun, a little harmless flirting. But it wasn't. One drink turned into too many. One touch became a mistake I couldn't undo. The next morning, guilt hit me like a wave. I deleted every trace, blocked his number, and promised myself it would never happen again. I decided Liam would never know. After all, what he didn't know couldn't hurt him, right? But guilt doesn't disappear. It shows up in your eyes, in your silence, in the way you pull away without realizing it. Liam noticed. One night over dinner, he looked at me and said, "You've been distant lately. Should I be worried?" I forced a smile and said I was just tired. He didn't argue, but I could tell he didn't believe me. That was 3 months ago. Since then, the truth had been sitting in my chest, heavy and alive, waiting to break out. Last Friday it did. We were sitting on the porch, the smell of rain in the air. He was scrolling through his phone, laughing softly, and for a second I thought maybe I could live with the lie. Then he said, "You know, no matter what happens, I trust you." Those words cracked something open inside me. "Liam," I whispered, "there's something I need to tell you." He set his phone down, quiet and patient. I couldn't meet his eyes. I just started talking, fast, shaky, desperate. I told him everything. The conference, the bar, the mistake. Every word felt like it cut my throat. When I finally stopped, the only sound left was the rain. He didn't say a word. He just stared ahead, like he was trying to piece together a world that no longer made sense. After what felt like forever, he finally said, "Thank you for telling me." I wasn't expecting that. I broke down, crying, saying I was sorry, that it meant nothing, that I hated myself for it. He nodded once, stood up, and went inside. I followed him, begging him to talk to me. He didn't yell. He didn't cry. He just started packing a small bag. "You're not the first to lie to me," he said quietly, "but you're the first one I truly believed wouldn't." His calmness hurt worse than any anger could. "Where are you going?" I asked, my voice trembling. "To my brother's. I need time to figure out if I can even look at you again." I tried to touch him, but he stepped back. His eyes were wet, but his voice was steady. "You didn't just break my trust," he said. "You destroyed the part of me that believed we were different." Then he left. The door closed softly, almost gently, but it sounded like an ending. The silence that followed was unbearable. Every photograph on the wall looked like evidence. I kept replaying the moment over and over, wondering if keeping quiet would have been kinder. But deep down, I knew he deserved to know, even if it broke us. 2 days later, I got a message. "I'm safe. Don't call. I'll reach out when I can." That was all. No anger, no closure. Just distance, cold and final. Friends told me I'd done the right thing. That truth is cleansing. But they don't see his toothbrush still by the sink. They don't hear the silence, where his laughter used to be. The truth doesn't cleanse, it lingers. It haunts. A week later, he came back to gather the rest of his things. I had imagined this moment 100 times, hoping for forgiveness, or at least a chance to explain. But when he walked in, he looked calm, distant, like he'd already made peace with letting go. I asked softly, "Is there anything left to say?" He paused, hand on the doorknob. "I loved you enough to never question you," he said. "Now I have to love myself enough to walk away." Then he was gone. I stood there, surrounded by the quiet remains of our life, and realized that honesty isn't always noble. Sometimes, it's just punishment. I thought the truth would set me free. Instead, it freed him from me. Now, every morning, I wake up alone. The bed feels too big. The coffee tastes bitter. The silence is heavy, but at least it's honest. And that's the cruelest part of all. The truth doesn't set you free. It just leaves you alone with what's left.